What's up, guys? It is Rashawn and Hugen. We are the Unscripted Real Artists, and in today's video, we are talking about films that have traumatized us, like really traumatized us. Okay, so I guess we can say shows as well, because one of mine, it's like a top one. It's Tales from the Crypt. The Crypt Keeper
Oh gosh.
scared me as a child, wholeheartedly scared me, terrified me.
To be fair,
Mama didn't have to lay a hand on me. Just put on a scary movie.
the Crypt Keeper
That's
does
enough.
look very the heebie-jeebies.
He just
Heebie-jeebies.
he just
No Gina Rodriguez.
he does. It's,
Cause he had
yes,
3 strands of hair on his head and then just like his face got melted off or something, like, you know?
like acid, accident.
Yeah.
But he's just nothing but bones. He ain't even
Right.
got a layer of skin. He's just a skeleton. It's like my
Just
Brussels sprouts on my birthday, cremated. You know what I'm saying?
deceased.
Um. So that's one of mine. The Crypt Keeper terrified me. Oh, and we can also say music videos as well because I got one.
Okay.
Michael Jackson Thriller video. You
Oh
know
my
when the
god.
thing coming out the ground?
That's
You know when the thing coming out the ground like this? Like
that
he coming
actually
out the ground
did
like this?
disturb me as a kid too, to be honest. That did mess with me. The Thriller
Facts.
video, especially at the end when you hear the guy
But
ha
that's what
ha
I'm
ha ha ha, ha
saying.
and then you see MJ's eye
His
turn
name is
yellow.
his name is oh my god, my mom says it all the time. R.I.P. to my boy. I cannot think of his name. It starts with it's like Vince something. Vince something. I'm gonna find the name. But that man's voice, if he was still alive today, I would tell him to do a freaking series with me and do nothing but endless. I would pay that man top dollar, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because that man's voice scared the crap out of me, especially when the dude moved the thing over like that and he crawled out, and then you see the shot of the guy with the blood and he's gurgling the blood in his mouth. Oh my god.
So, oh my
Jesus be
god.
a fence around me because I don't need it.
I
I don't need it.
we don't need it.
But
We don't.
it terrified me seeing that video. My mom loved the video because of course my mom's a huge Michael Jackson fan. But baby, I was moonwalking out that door, okay? Because I didn't want any parts. I didn't want any parts. Because my mom would be like, "Oh, you gonna start acting bad?" And I'm like, "No, yeah, you are. Come here." And she's not like that, y'all. But she used to just be like, "You mess up, I'm gonna make you watch this video."
Oh gosh.
Or I would do something bad or whatever. It'd be something small, and she'd be like, "I'm not gonna do anything to her. Just put on Thriller." And we remember back in the day, we used to have stuff on tape,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, around that time, everything. The mom had that VHS
VHS
hot.
that
Okay,
the kids now are rediscovering, Columbusing.
uh, hello,
It's like, oh yeah, this is
but
the newest thing.
cause we've been there, done
Yeah,
that. Period.
hello.
But yeah, that was a creepy music video. It was so many elements to that
Ugh.
video that was so creepy, bro. But they was dancing their butt off.
They were.
They was
They
dancing,
were. They worked
but they
hard
was
for the
creepy as
money.
heck.
So hard for the
Hello?
money.
I want to know who did the makeup because
Right.
goodness gracious.
Cause like back then, it wasn't so much the practical. I mean the special effects like like CGI type
Mm-hmm.
stuff back then. It was all practical.
That was a real skill.
So that means they had to use make silicone molds of people, all this other stuff. Anybody got
Yes.
time? Anybody got time for real?
They had to do the same thing. They have like the behind the scenes footage of Michael getting all masked up and whatever, whatever. Anytime he does like something like the music video Ghost, I know this is veering like totally off topic, but we're talking about all things scary. Anyways, it's
So
gonna come
it's
full
still kind
circle.
of relevant.
But even when he did the music video Ghost, he had like the white man bill, the white man
Right. I saw a clip of that
bodysuit
recently.
situation.
Yeah. Where
Mm-hmm.
he dressed up
That was
literally as the
crazy.
male mayor character. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
and I'm hearing him talk, and I'm like, they put the little thing, you know how they visually put the little thing, the placard with somebody's name, and then it disappears, yeah,
Uh-huh.
you know, like the lower third or whatever. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I was squinting real
That
hard.
ain't
I'm
Michael.
like, that ain't Michael,
That ain't Michael.
but that's Michael's voice coming
Right.
out of that man's body. What?
Right.
It's kind of like
It's trippy, man.
it is trippy. It's kind of like seeing Eddie Murphy as the white patron of the barbershop in Coming to America. I For the longest time
Oh
I did
yeah, yeah,
not know that that
yeah.
was Eddie Murphy until like I was grown up.
Girl.
I was just like, wait a minute, that's Eddie Murphy. This
Mm-hmm.
this is why I laud practical effects, because they really do and truly transform people. But anyway,
Yeah. But anyway, those are like, what did I say? Three different things? Yeah. That's three different things for me.
yeah.
What's three different things for you?
Okay, so number one, I never watched this movie from start to finish because they had aired it on, you know
Mm.
how they would syndicate movies and stuff, and so you'd see it on like
Mm-hmm.
public television or whatever. Was
Mm-hmm.
a scene from The Dentist traumatized me as a kid. Made me scared. To this day,
Mm-hmm.
I get nervous being in a dental office
Mm-hmm.
because the gist of that is like he's a dentist who's a serial killer or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
dude was like drilling into this lady's mouth with like no anesthetic, and she's like screaming because she's in pain.
Oh no.
And ooh, and that is probably why I was so unnerved when I visited that dental office over the summer. I think that's
Yeah.
why I was so disturbed because
Yeah. That's trauma, boy.
yeah, ooh, child, it makes me. I can't. I can't.
Anxiety. Anxiety.
Yeah, don't don't joke about stuff like that. No.
I've never seen the movie and I never heard of it and I don't
Yeah,
plan on
please
checking it
don't,
out.
because old boy looks real. The guy who plays the dentist is very creepy looking. He
Mm.
gives very much like, oh yeah, this guy could definitely be a serial killer.
Oh no. I'm not doing it. Definitely ain't
Yeah,
doing it.
don't do it,
Definitely
because
ain't
I mean
doing
it's a
it.
horror movie, so you probably wouldn't have done it anyway. But definitely don't. It's a definite
Hello?
no for me.
You know me.
Um,
Hello.
my second one that traumatized me as a kid, I probably had no business watching this movie as a kid, but
Lord.
growing up, me and my brothers, like pretty much all black children in the 90s, we all loved kung fu movies, right? And what was
Mm.
popping at the time were the Shaw Brothers movies, right? And this movie back then was known as Disciples of Death. If you look for it now,
Mm.
you have a hard time finding it by that name, but the current name is Men from the Monastery.
Mm-hmm.
That movie is bloody, okay? As is a lot of those movies from that time period. Real bloody. But the main part that like traumatized me as a kid and made me real just to this day just ugh like just because it's not
Mm-hmm.
like the genre is not like horror movie, but it still disturbs me to this day. And just talking about it makes me a little sick because I went ahead and was like
Oh
looking
Lord. Please just get through it,
for
girl.
the title,
Woosah.
and I came across some reviews that was talking about the movie and stuff, and it made me queasy. But there's this character in the movie who essentially takes like these special baths to basically make his body as strong as like steel or something like that, right? As metal. So
Mm-hmm.
basically he's indestructible, except he has an Achilles heel. That his Achilles heel is his groin area. And the enemy finds this out, right?
Mm-mm.
So they orchestrate it to where to make him jump in the air, like is common in these kung fu movies. And they, you know,
Mm.
those long ass spears, those long ones, right? And they just, I'm just like,
Oh
yeah.
no.
As a kid, I felt that. I know
Mm-mm.
I don't have the same parts, but I felt that as a kid. I
That
still
makes
feel it to
me
this day.
queasy. That makes me
Exactly. And then
queasy.
to make it
Oh
worse,
my
they had it's
gosh.
bloody. I felt bad for the guy too. I feel bad for him.
Okay, you got to move on. It's too much on me. It's too much on me. Mm-mm.
But yeah, I can't,
Mm-mm.
I can't watch that movie
I
like that
feel that
anymore.
in the back of my throat. I mm-mm.
We're not doing it. We're not
No.
doing it. Oh gosh. And then of course,
Mm-mm.
another movie that kind of scarred pretty much everyone who has ever seen this movie as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And it's for kids. You know, for kids. Lion King, when Mufasa
Oh
dies,
yeah.
every child has been traumatized by that moment. Every child that has seen that movie as a child
Yeah.
has been traumatized and scarred for life by that moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, oh man, I still can't
R.I.P.
watch that part
Mufasa.
without like not tearing
Crying.
up. That too. There was a time, there was a point where I
Mm-hmm.
would, when I know that that scene is coming up, I would turn my face away from the screen because
Oh
I knew that if I
God.
watched it, I would burst into tears. So, you know, because
That's
when you have
sad.
older siblings that are male, they will tease you for crying at scenes in movies. So in
Mm-hmm.
order to avoid embarrassment, I that's what I would end up doing anytime you watched The Lion
Right.
King. So yeah,
An- Another one of mine that's animated is A Land Before Time. Cause I really had to think about this. Littlefoot, my boy Littlefoot went through a lot. He
bruh, he
went through a
went through it.
lot.
He really did.
He went through a lot.
It's
And
been a
then he
while
had to
since I
be the
seen that
leader of
movie.
his group.
Man,
And
and
then you
then
got niggas like Sarah,
you add on to the
like
whole
being
theory
bullies.
that they have on the internet where it's like, oh yeah, they were all dead, and I'm just like, how dare you? First
Yeah,
of
I don't
all,
like when they do that. I don't like when they do that. I don't be looking into the theories. Them mugs was
no, but you know, sometimes
alive.
it just pops up in your feed on like Instagram or Twitter and stuff, and you can't avoid it. But then it's like,
Mm-hmm.
you had to ruin my childhood like that for real, for real.
Oh yeah, you know they say that same thing. They have that theory about number one from Kids Next Door. Him basically like being like hallucinating and him saying, "Oh, everybody around him is dead." And I'm
Oh,
just anyway, back on the subject of things that we like that were like childhood trauma filled. Tales of the
scarring us
Hood.
for
If you've
life.
ever seen Tales of the Hood, like I think the movie came out in 1995.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when the three dudes, the three young black teens, or they're supposed to be like in their 20s, early 20s or something like that, they go into a funeral home or whatever, and then they see themselves in caskets, and it goes from seeing themselves in caskets to them basically like encountering someone at the funeral home, like this guy that's supposed to be running the funeral home, right? The guys go on this whole charade, whatever, whatever. And then the guy is like, "Welcome to hell," basically. Like,
Oh
he
God.
literally says, "Welcome to hell." And then the shadow, his silhouette, he pans to like the curtains, right? He goes from human to the devil himself.
Oh gosh, you
And
talking about it just gives me chills.
that
Oh
freaking
no.
thing terrified me. To this day, I can have a nightmare about that
What you're saying
if I
sounds like
watch it.
something familiar, but
It
I
aired on TV, it aired on cable.
maybe that's why.
I'm pretty sure it aired on on cable or something like that. But I know my mom, I don't think she rented it from Blockbuster or anything like that, but she definitely watched it on TV. That much I know. And when I tell y'all, while she's Googling and researching and whatever, if you look it up on the thing, like the little clips or the not the clips, the images, I ain't looking it up. Okay? You can look it up if you want to. But and then their bodies fade to like souls or whatever, whatever, and then they get set on fire, basically.
Some of the
And you hear them
imagery
screaming.
looks familiar, like I've seen it somewhere. Maybe it was in like a
Mm-hmm.
TikTok or something. But
Nah, you probably saw it on television scrolling through because it aired on cable television, I'm sure.
yeah, but I never had cable growing up. But
You probably seen
maybe
it somewhere then.
maybe it did like go into syndication or something like that. Maybe perhaps, I don't know. But some of this
Yeah.
stuff does look somewhat familiar, the visuals.
If you
So,
had like basic television channels, then it probably came on like basic television
and our
channels.
boy TT
But
is in
yeah.
this too, apparently. No, I
Mm-hmm.
won't say his name because you know who I'm talking about.
Listen,
Um,
everybody in that movie creeped me the heck out, okay?
yeah,
Everybody.
and they have our boy
I just couldn't,
Keith David in it too. So I'm just like, ooh, ciao,
I just couldn't, I just couldn't, I just couldn't,
man.
I just couldn't. The whole movie just creeped me out. I just couldn't. I really couldn't. That's something that like literally to this day, like my mom quotes it trying to be funny, but
But
it only triggers me.
just triggered.
Like this is like literally no laughing matter. Like I literally
Yeah,
be triggered by some of the stuff because as a child watching that stuff, I knew what it
it's
meant. I was in trouble. That
it's
was
embedded
my
in your memory now
discipline.
because you know
That.
childhood trauma.
Let me tell you something. I don't have time for it. I don't
I
have
mean,
time for it.
I'm not trying to diminish your trauma while I'm laughing at it. It's just as we all know, black folks handle stuff like that with laughter and humor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah, I know. I know. I don't feel no kind of way. I understand what it is.
don't.
But that right
I know
there,
you won't feel no kind of way. I'm saying y'all don't
mm-hmm.
think that I'm being like a terrible friend or something. It's just,
No,
you know,
I get it. I
we both,
understand. It's all good.
yeah.
I just don't rock with it. I just don't rock with it. Um, but yeah, is that all?
I'm trying. I've been this whole time while you were talking. I'm trying to think.
Been
But
thinking.
when you put somebody on the spot, like it's kind of hard to think because I think most of them we kind of already covered already in our previous video on like our top 10 scariest movies or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So,
So, if you
yeah.
haven't already, check out our previous video that we did last year. Our top 10 our top 10 scariest movies. It'll be in the eye somewhere or link down below. You guys can check that out and leave your comments and also like that video. Tell us what you think or what movies are scary to you in this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you in another video. Peace.